Hi guys, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the East-West India bag from the row. So for those who have watched my Japan haul part 2, you will see that I picked this up. This is the row East-West India bag in dark brown. I got it at Dover Street Market, which is in Ginza. So I didn't go there looking for the row. I just almost always, if I'm in Japan, if I'm in Ginza, I always stop by. So if you're not familiar with Dover Street Market, it's like a department store in a sense that they have a lot of different boutiques or booths or brands all within one roof. I was very surprised to see the row. Dover Street Market started carrying the row a year and a half ago. So relatively new. I know 2 years ago I was into the row. I went looking for bags from the row and I could not find them anywhere. There is another department store called Ginza 6 in the Ginza district area of Japan that does carry the row, and I went there once and they just didn't have anything. I mean, bag wise, they had some clothes and things like that, but you know me, I'm all about the bags. So anyway, so I saw this in the showcase as you come up the escalators and I was like, that looks like the row. And I was also like, that's a beautiful bag. And then as I was doing my little tour around each floor, I saw that they did have a row area. Tried on a couple bags. I tried a small bag on, but I had just sold my Peggy clutch. So I was like, you know what? I don't think small bags are for me, especially from the row, because most of my bags that I've tried that I liked from the row were bigger bags. So this is what it looks like. So the India is a relatively new line. You know, they're not as venerated as the Margot. They have both the hand carry version that comes in the 10, which is the small one that can also be cross-bodied, and I think a 12, which if I recall cannot be cross-bodied. And I don't know if they have any bigger sizes, but that's all I know for now. If they do, I'll put it down below. I think the East-West is relatively new. I want to say it's either from this season or just the season past. Retail on this, I saw on the row website for US is $3,600. I was able to get this with the conversion, I think closer to 32, maybe 33, and then it was also tax-free. So I did save a little bit on it, but for a brand new bag, I thought it was kind of a pretty good deal, especially since by that time the dark brown was definitely sold out. They still had a couple black left, but as I looked to do some research for today, the black is also sold out and also not listed on their website, so you have to kind of Google search it to find it. Inside, oh, actually, before we go inside, I should mention it does come with this little lock here. It does have a clochette that you can undo the lock if you don't take it off. But I have to say, I don't know what this lock is made out of. It's maybe aluminum or something. I don't know. It's super light. It's much lighter than, say, an Hermes lock, which I usually take off of my bags because they're so heavy. So definitely, I'm pretty sure not made out of brass, at least, because that's what Hermes is, brass, and then I think it's coated. Could serve a function because yes, there is a hole here. So if you do want to keep it locked, you could essentially lock up your bag. I don't know when I would ever do that, since this is sort of something that I would carry with me all the time, but you know, it's there if you need it. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure it's just really a design element. All right, so inside, I do have it stuffed, though I don't know if you really need to, but yes, inside is beautiful lambskin. This is so nice. This is Hermes quality lambskin for sure. Sort of the Milo lambskin that you see on both the Rodeos and the interiors of some of the other bags. In here, there is one large flap pocket, as well as a fairly large zipper pocket. Sadly, no feet. I will put the measurements of the bag here, but it is a very comfortable shoulder length. In terms of it staying on your shoulder, so for the most part, yes, I find that it stays on my shoulder pretty good, especially, I mean, right now it doesn't because it's not weighted down, but once you have your stuff in, it does stay on your shoulder fairly well. I do find that, you know, every once in a while, maybe the second strap will slip off, but I've never had it where the whole bag slips off. And I can still wear this. There's a bit of clearance. I can still wear this with a thicker jacket, no problem. I do find it a tad thick here, so I'll compare it to my Michino in just a second, but it's a tad thicker here. So when it's under the arm, you can see here it's kind of starting to soften here. And that's because as you pinch it with your underarm, you know, this is the part that gets pinched. Overall, it's a very soft bag. Oh, and then here I foresee that with wear, the character of this India East-West shoulder bag is that it's gonna start indenting here. So it has a little bit, it's starting to come in, which I actually think is kind of cute. It's not a perfect half shape here. It's got a little curve on each side. And I think that's just the bulk of this, the bulk of this leather that's starting to kind of push in this. You know, I personally like the row bags because they do develop a patina, they develop a character. I've also found that through experience, I need to have grain leather when it comes to the row bags. As beautiful as that saddle leather is, as wonderful as it is to touch, it's a little too high maintenance, and I'm just not that carefree where if you start seeing big scratches or stains, which is what I had on the Margot 10 that I let go. I can't handle maybe that much patina. So I still do have my Row Park tote in grain leather. That definitely has patinaed in a sense, has kind of softened, but it's still beautiful. It still works out well. So yeah, as to what fits, let's go to my daily bag right now is the Michino bag. And actually, before I do that, maybe just do a quick comparison of the leather. As you can see, it's actually quite similar. So this is sort of like a Clemence leather from Hermes type of quality. If you are looking for an under the radar classic bag with beautiful craftsmanship and leather, highly recommend Michino. You can check out my Michino video here, especially if you're not a fan of the row. Also, I guess I should mention, like, as you can see the thickness here. Can you see the thickness? So I do find as a shoulder carry bag, the Michino one is sort of the ideal size. Like as I put it, excuse me. See, again, this also happens to this side, so it's not that uncommon, but it's also my hair. So as I put it over my shoulder, this width here, it still does get a little pinched. So as you can see, it does get a little pinched, but it also is a good length. I do appreciate though that the Michino one comes with this like strap, this leather strip that keeps the straps together, because then that does make it easier to put it over my shoulder and the second strap doesn't fall off. So this is the Michino one. I mean, they're very similar in size here. I'll list here quickly what the measurements are. I would say the Michino one is not quite as long, but it is just a bit taller. And then, like I had mentioned earlier, the Michino one is not as wide. In terms of like the leather feel, so I know I just did a leather comparison, but the Michino one's a little bit more grained. The row one has more of a matte finish, a matte feel. So if you like that matte feel in grain leather, this one cannot be beat. I don't think even Hermes kind of has this feeling for their grain leather. Hermes is definitely more like this for the Clemence. So, okay, so let's see what fits. So it's my Michino bag. I also like its pop of green. It's beautiful. This one's actually goat skin on the inside, which also makes it a little bit cheaper than the lamb skin on this one. And let's see what fits. Mom pouch, wallet, sunglasses, pack of tissues, Japanese cough drops, hand sanitizer, and sunscreen, and lip balm. So carrying a little bit more than usual if you've watched my other videos. Personally, I'm getting over a cold, but I think I'm pretty much over it now. Hair tie if I needed it. But yes, so now it is a mess, but also it fits quite a bit of stuff. I could still fit a water bottle. All right, easy. And then sometimes I carry around my Meta glasses. If you guys are interested in a review of this, I can do a quick one. It's not great, but I did use it kind of a lot when I went to Japan. So if I do a bit of shopping, I do like to bring this with me, along with my DJI camera that I'm using right now. Oh, and my phone. So there. Now if I fit all that in, it is full to the brim. Unfortunately, only one zipper on this one. Chino has two, right? So that's kind of nice. Little added bonus there. But I guess because this has this lock feature here, it makes sense to only have one. Let's see. Put everything on my shoulder. So yeah, now when it's this full, do you see it's a little awkward. The second strap is more likely to fall off because now I can't pinch it in as much. I mean, this is probably max capacity of what I would put in here. So there's that. I've actually never really carried it that full before. I usually just carried the essentials. So I'll take out the water bottle and the meta glasses. So now this is my essentials, and I will put it in here. Yeah, and then now I can pinch the top and it's much more comfortable. But of course, if I put my hand down here, I can feel how wide it is down here. But, you know, it's not really like that. Sometimes I do carry it sort of like this, where I just push it out to the back. If you're in a very crowded space though, that will hit somebody. So overall, I'm actually really happy with this bag. So far, I've used it 9 days. In the last, I got it in less than a month. So, or I got it, yeah, I actually got it less than a month. So, you know, 9 times, and for a cost per wear of $386, it is actually not my worst cost per wear at this point. So I did end up selling my Peggy clutch after I did my row collection video here. I just realized I don't use it. Again, that one is saddle leather, so that's probably also why I didn't use it. I did sell it for quite a bit of a loss. This is definitely more worth it. I probably used that Peggy clutch twice, and I've used this 9 times already, and I'm probably going to use it a lot more. So overall, I think it's a good buy for me. And last but not least, let's just get the weight of this. This weighs 1 pound for 4.2 ounces. So it's pretty light. Anything this large, I think for around 1 pound is a good weight for me personally. I do think the rolled handles are not so thin. Let me see. How do they compare? Yeah, it actually looks like they might be about the same. But the rolled handles here is actually quite comfortable. No issues with the weight. I never have any shoulder pain. So it's a winner. I think that's it. Let me know if you have any questions about the bag. Put them down below and I'll try to answer them. Overall, I'm very happy with this purchase. This is now currently my second bag from the row in my collection currently, and it's also the second one that I purchased brand new. It was definitely, you know, more of an impulse purchase. I saw it, I tried it on, and then I loved it. But I mean, maybe it's not so bad because like the Peggy clutch, I just bought that blind and then I ended up not returning it. I definitely see I'm gonna have more wear out of this bag. I plan to keep it for a while and use it. So it will definitely not be for sale anytime soon. Oh, I should mention also, here is the specs of the bag. And this is what the authenticity card looks like. But I also wanted to mention that they changed their dust bag, at least maybe for Japan, I don't know, but it no longer has the row ribbon labeling on the bottom. It is just a cotton canvas dust bag. There's no lining on the inside. It is actually rougher and lower quality than the dust bag that they had in the past. So I just wanted to put that out there in case you buy something secondhand and the dust bag's different. You're like, oh, I don't know if it's real. Yes, this is what it looks like. The only thing that I think is about the same is the string here, which is sort of another cotton canvas ribbon. And so that is my review. If you have any questions, please pop them down below. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.